I'm shaking.
I don't worry, Smash. I hit the record button.
Hello!
There we go. All right, so for everyone tuning in, we are going to be reading this script called Evolution's Eve by Greg, who AKA is Majin Buu in chat.
Oh
Yes.
my god.
Haha, yes. Just for you, Smish.
Nerd alert! Nerd!
Yeah, why don't we introduce ourselves? So the people just don't know all the charming, sexy, or gross voices that we hear. We know who's who.
Okay, I'm Smishmosh22, also known as Allison, and I'm playing a whole bunch of people.
I am Shotman Heath, and I am taking the many roles, including Falcon.
I'm Erica Drayton, and I'm the narrator.
I'm Dimension Dude, and I am any number of female characters.
Haha.
Hey, I'm Shub. I'm playing Dr. Nero, a gang member, and a couple of other good cool dudes.
And I am Vincenzo Augusto. I'm not doing the entire thing. I'm Vincenzo Marola, and I am going to be reading a whole bunch of male roles, mostly military and Falcon Stab.
Augusto!
Cornelius, Dominic, etc., from A to Z.
OMG.
Okay, on that note, let's get started.
Okay. And just a reminder, everybody, please host the channel so we can
Yes.
get more viewers.
Please host. Okay, so Erica, you can start whenever.
Is there going to be a short intro on what we're reading? What it's about? Or are we just going to start?
Let me see. Majin, do you have a logline, or can you hop in here for like 1 second just to give us like a 1 or 2 sentence summary, like a synopsis?
He's getting the logline.
In the meantime, while I wait, just start singing old songs. L is for the way you look at me.
It's the story of the evolution.
Yeah. Of whom's evolution? Eve's evolution. Okay, so Eve's evolution is an action sci-fi. When a sick little girl becomes the final component in a mad scientist's plan to become a god, her parents must race against the clock to save her before the world and all of humanity is destroyed.
Eve's Evolution by Gregory Mandarano. Fade in, interior, movie theater, day. A black and white science fiction film plays for an audience wearing 3D glasses. They gasp in fright at the movie. Manhattan, 1957. Everyone in the front row is completely taken in by the film. They laugh at the jokes and jump at the surprises. Everybody except Falcon, a young boy who doesn't seem very interested at all. He takes off his 3D glasses and reveals an eye patch over his right eye. He tosses them away. Falcon looks down to a book on ancient Sumeria and flips the pages open to a strange green tablet. His fingers line over the caption, Emerald Tablets of Thoth. Exterior, Garden Temple, night. A gloved hand tightens its grip around a club, lifts it into the air, and brings it crashing down onto a drum. Tribal rhythms sound out from drummers in black cloaks. They stand before a crowd of thousands of worshippers. Thousands of years ago, All look towards a stone temple etched into the side of a massive cliff. Burning torches line its marble columns. A young priestess emerges from the crowds. She holds up a golden chalice for all to see, then walks into the temple. Interior, dome chamber, garden temple, night. The priestess pushes past thick vines as she makes her way through a luscious garden of all sorts of plant life. She spots a glistening red light and goes towards it. She emerges from the garden onto a paved walkway that leads to Eden Pyramid, three-sided, red marbled, and ancient. She looks to the sky where above the garden looms the domed ceiling to a cavern that never receives natural light. Six cloaked figures approach from the shadows and surround her. They pull sharp blades from their cloaks and close in. Showing no sign of fear, she holds up the chalice for them. Altogether, the priests slit their wrists for her. She greedily fills the chalice with their draining blood. Interior, Eden Pyramid, dome chamber, night. The priestess stands over a stone altar at the center of the pyramid. Red light fills the air with no visible source. She sets the chalice on the altar and kneels. The ground is thick, rich soil. She digs her bloody fingers into it and lifts out a cake of dirt. It rustles with some inner life. With great ceremony, she dumps the dirt into the chalice, then steps back for a deep breath, pleased with herself. Her smile grows as the blood boils and steams, but when the red light dims and the shadows come, she pales. Exterior, garden temple, night. The drums fall silent as a scream cries out from the temple. The priestess stumbles out and falls to her knees. Startled panic spreads as they watch her. Screaming, she tears at her flesh with bony fingers as her body dissolves. A hideous shriek echoes from the temple, followed by a fell wind that blows out the torches, casting shadows everywhere. The crowds flee in terror from some unseen foe. A frightened mother hides her little boy behind a boulder before she's taken by the night. Blood spills at the child's feet. Interior, movie theater, day. A hand slaps Falcon's book shut.
Falcon, why aren't you watching the movie?
The glasses on don't work for me.
You knew they wouldn't work before you came in here, but you still brought the ticket.
Yeah, but
But nothing. If you weren't going to watch the movie, you shouldn't have paid for the ticket.
my book's more interesting.
And you can read it whenever you want. You own the book, but you're only renting the movie. You need to learn the value of $1, Falcon.
Yes, father.
Falcon puts the book away.
Besides, in that book you'll find nothing but the past. This film, this could be our future.
Falcon puts his 3D glasses back on and looks to the screen where a rocket ship is landing on the moon. A spaceman exits the ship and admires the lunar landscape. Ever so slowly, Falcon smiles. Exterior, forest, day. Falcon, now an elderly man, wears sunglasses as he runs up a mountain trail in a silver futuristic jogging suit. Present day. Dense forest surrounds the path as it cuts along the edge of a cliff. Falcon admires a nearby waterfall when a beeping alarm sounds. He stops and catches his breath.
Your heart rate's too high, Falcon.
Yes. Thank you, Olivia.
Falcon pulls out a remote control and presses a button. The forest and all of his surroundings flicker away, disappear, and transform into an unending gray. In the dark void beyond him, light begins to shine. Exterior, Falcon's perch, Tibet, day. An ornate metal temple perches atop a cliff that overlooks a sea of mountains beside it. Falcon's perch, Tibet. The storm windows of the temple's dome retract like an opening claw. Interior, dome, Falcon's perch, day. Falcon looks to the sky where a comet and its tail are visible, even during daytime. He removes his sunglasses. Underneath is a white eye patch covering his right eye. Interior, Falcon's office, Falcon's perch, day. Falcon steps from an elevator into a lavishly decorated office. Countless archaeological artifacts from around the world are displayed behind glass cases. Falcon's eye is scanned as he activates a computerized desk. Olivia, a casually confident and refined middle-aged blonde, enters with a towel and a glass of fizzy luminescent liquid. Falcon blindly grabs for the towel and wipes away some sweat. His focus lies solely on the screen, where Sumerian tablets and biblical literature scatter the desktop. She lingers close to him, their bodies almost touching.
It's time.
Falcon grabs the drink and downs it in one gulp.
I think I'll train first.
Interior, Falcon's bedroom. Falcon's perch, day. Silhouetted against the warm light of the fireplace, Falcon practices Tai Chi. The graceful movements of his body are interrupted by the sound of a soft chime from his desk. He comes to attention and bows to a wall scroll of Shaki, the Chinese deity of quelling demons, a portly man with a sword.
Sorry to interrupt, but it's Nero.
Falcon lights some incense and snatches a tangerine from a nearby table. He sits and starts peeling it.
Put him through.
Dr. Nero, an elderly South African man in a lab coat, appears on screen. A fiercely passionate genius, even at his old age, his soul still burns with a ravenous fire.
Dr. Nero, to what do I owe this unexpected pleasure?
Can't one friend call to check up on another? I trust you've begun the test.
Fragment Alpha is being activated as we speak. I'm confident that it'll be a complete success. Why? Are you worried?
Not at all. That's wonderful news.
Falcon tears at the flesh of the tangerine in his hand.
Once again, I offer my apologies for restricting your funding. I'm sure you'll find that working with other governments is a fine compromise. After all, no one man can pioneer a scientific revolution, not even the great Dr. Nero.
That, Falcon, is where you're wrong. The revolution has already begun. I've had a breakthrough in the riddle of the blood, a rare genetic syndrome.
Falcon takes a deep breath, gathering his words.
I've even taken the liberty of hiring the blood specialist pioneering the research, one Dr. Alice Hayes.
And independent. I expect this person to report directly to me. I want complete oversight, do you hear me?
Of course you do, and you shall have it. I've emailed you her file, and I'm en route to get her now.
This isn't over. I want to speak with you once we're both back on the island.
Good luck with your little rock.
The screen cuts to a Falcon Industries logo. Falcon crushes the tangerine in his fist and rises.
Olivia, ready the hawk. We're leaving.
The Hawk, high above the earth, day. The Hawk, a sleek bird-like supersonic jet capable of low orbit, soars through the upper atmosphere. Science stations and complicated consoles clutter the cabin. Falcon sits at a metallic desk wearing a flight suit. The helmet at his side floats weightlessly in the air. Olivia sits at a console nearby. She flips a few switches.
Should be visible overhead now.
Falcon presses a button on his console and the ceiling of the cabin slides away to reveal a large, clear skylight. The white-blue sky transforms to the black of low orbit. A blinking red light appears through the window.
Computer, focus and magnify.
The skylight is a large computer display. It highlights the blinking lights and zooms in on Falcon Space Station. Exterior, Falcon Space Station, high orbit. The cylindrical space station spins serenely in space. A small shuttle detaches, makes its way down towards the Earth.
The Hawk. FS1. Little birdie has left the nest.
Exterior, the Hawk, low orbit, day. The Hawk seems to float as it stops its ascension in low orbit. The shuttle drifts down from space above. The shuttle rotates on its axis as the two drift closer. Magnetic ropes latch out and pull the ships together. Interior, cabin, the Hawk, day. A hatch on the ceiling opens and down climbs Ming Zhao, a gracefully elderly Chinese man in a flight suit. Ming Zhao pulls a large white plexiglass box through the hatch. It drifts through the air, unrestricted by gravity. The Hawk, low orbit, day. The space shuttle detaches from the Hawk and ascends back into space. The Hawk makes its descent towards the Earth. Falcon, Olivia, and Ming Zhao unbuckle as gravity returns.
So, I've succeeded.
Beyond all expectations.
I'm surprised. I expected you to be happier.
Show it to me.
Here, now?
I want to see it with my own eye.
Ming Zhao releases a locking mechanism on the box and opens it. He reaches in and removes the inner seal. Streams of white vapor puff up from the container. Falcon reaches in. Ming Zhao pulls a flash drive into a computer console. A small rock floating in space appears on the display.
Fragment Alpha has a crust composed of rock from the Sea of Tranquility, brought back by Apollo 11, and on loan to us from NASA. We used only 64 kilodaltons of the primary sample. That's one single molecule.
Falcon lifts up a mossy rock the size of a bowling ball. Thin wisps of atmosphere puff out from the rock as he holds it. Water drips from it onto the floor. Falcon is awestruck.
Total genesis took about 7 minutes.
The display shows the rock transform from a barren dull gray to a white, blue, and green miniature planet with its own bubbling atmosphere.
And the primary sample, it was...
Dust from the altar, Fragment Omega, will be used to test an inner core sample. We hope to be ready in a week.
Falcon gazes upon the rock, petrified in wonderment.
Congratulations are in order. Is that not a holy grail?
Falcon, you've done it.
Yes, but what? Dear God, what have I done?
Exterior, Miami Children's Hospital, day. The sun shines down upon the beautiful city of Miami. A school bus stops near the hospital's entrance. Miami Children's Hospital. The bus door opens and groups of little children step down into the street. Sarah, a young nurse, chaperones the kids onto the sidewalk.
Miss Sarah, something's wrong with Eve.
He leads her to Eve Hayes, an adorable 11-year-old girl who's clasping at her chest as she struggles to breathe.
Eve, you have to remember to take your medicine as soon as it starts to hurt.
Sarah takes a breath spray from Eve's pouch and puffs it into her mouth. She tries to inhale but is too short of breath. Eve turns blue and passes out. Sarah lifts her up in her arms and rushes into the hospital. Interior, Eve's room, Miami Children's Hospital, day. The room's filled with a wide assortment of medical devices, and in the midst of it all lies tiny Eve on her hospital bed. Tubes attached to her arms trail blood to nearby machines that recycle it back into her body. Pumps whir as they fill her breath mask with air. Sarah sits nearby. Her mascara has run. An old nurse enters.
Smish, that's you.
Oh, nurse!
Nurse! Hello, nurse! Paging nurse.
We can't hear you.
Smish is throwing out the groove. Oh,
Smash,
no.
it's your line.
She just reconnected, so let's see if it works.
Can you hear me?
Yes, now we can hear you.
Continue.
Sorry. Sarah, Dr. Hayes is asking for you.
Interior Nurses Station, Miami Children's Hospital, day. Through a video phone, Sarah speaks with Alice Hayes, a beautiful mid-30s blonde wearing surgical scrubs.
How is she?
Better. She's resting now.
Good, good.
When's Mr. Nathan coming back?
He's picking her up tomorrow. Listen, I have to go. Tonight could be the night. If this surgery works, then we'll finally have the cure. Tell Eve Mummy loves her.
I will.
Exterior, flea market, Haiti, day. The tropical sun beats down on the outdoor marketplace. Tourists and natives alike wander the area. Haiti. Nathan Andrews, a ruggedly handsome man with a USA flight jacket, examines a few trinkets in a small shop.
Who's Nathan?
And
Oh snap! We are missing someone.
crap.
It's okay. I'll read all their lines. Unless who was someone reading Nathan before? No. 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 Bueller. Bueller. Okay. All right. I'll read Nathan. You got anything more expensive? My little girl got good taste.
A grizzled merchant hands him a camera. Nathan sets it down.
What about that box over there? How much for that?
A poorly clothed 10-year-old Haitian boy spies the camera left unnoticed on the table. While the merchant's back is turned, the boy snatches it and turns to run.
You again.
A gang member with a machete grabs the boy by his collar.
You've run out of warnings.
The boy struggles to get free when the camera falls to the ground and breaks. The merchant slaps him in anger.
Hey,
Not your business, American.
you little shit! Bring him the Genjack. The camera, I'll pay for it. 100.
All your money.
He tightens his grasp on the kid's throat and twitches his fingers on his machete. Nathan rifles through his wallet.
This should cover it.
Why do you care about this boy?
What would happen to him if I didn't?
He owes us. Give him a machete. Make him earn it back.
That's why.
Nathan hands the money over and the boy is released. He stares at Nathan for a moment, then runs off. Nathan sighs.
And I'm taking the box.
Exterior, London Bridge, Hospital, London, night. London Bridge looms in the distance against the backdrop of the night sky. The hospital sits by the river's edge. London Bridge, Hospital. Interior, operating room. London Bridge Hospital, night. Alice washes her hands as Dr. Peter Bryant, an elderly British anesthesiologist, enters the room wheeling a gurney. The patient, an old man in his mid-80s, rests on top in an operating gown. A young surgeon follows after.
Let's get him on top of the table.
The young surgeon helps him lift the patient. Dr. Edward Fox, the American department head, storms in.
Dr. Hayes, a word?
What is it now?
You know I'm opposed to human testing at this phase of the trial, but that's beside the point. Now go above my head and schedule an operation when you haven't even gotten conclusive results?
I'm getting sick and tired of your bureaucratic horse shit, Fox. Either scrub up and make yourself useful, or get the hell out of my operating room.
You better believe I'll be in there. If you stray even an inch from procedure on this surgery, I'll have you back on clinic duties at Miami Medical so fast it'll make your head spin.
Alice pushes out.
Have no sense of decency? Her own kid.
Dr. Fox storms away.
Bloody Americans.
Interior, operating room, London Bridge Hospital, night. Beep!
He's in VFab! Code blue!
The heart monitor is flatlining. The patient lies on the operating table in the middle of open heart surgery. An assistant nurse sucks blood from the patient's chest cavity while the young surgeon handles the equipment. Alice leads the surgery while Dr. Fox and Dr. Bryant assist.
I said code blue!
The nurses glare at him and Dr. Bryant laugh.
He's fine.
But the monitor!
Look for yourself.
The young surgeon steps closer and sees the heart still pumping only inches away from Alice's fingers.
Someone shut that damn thing off. I'm trying to concentrate here.
When in doubt,
Dr. Bryant unplugs the monitor and plugs it back in. It resets and starts beeping regularly.
Uh, Vital signs are normal. Yes, I can see that. Almost done.
Cool. Wait.
Alice.
Can you hear me?
Wait, am I Dr. Fox? Oh, you said almost done. Sorry. I got confused. I forgot I was picking up David's roles.
I was looking at the wrong line.
Dr. Hayes, it's my ethical duty to remind you that we can still turn back and abort this procedure.
What's the matter, Fox? Is it your fear of the unknown holding you back? Or maybe just a fear of malpractice? Don't worry. We were given all the proper approval to operate. You can lay your fears to rest. It wasn't your decision to make.
We have a moral imperative to save lives. He could live 2, maybe 3 more years without the treatment.
I can't believe I'm still listening to this. You've crossed me on this project since the get-go.
You're moving too quickly. There are still tests to be made, trials.
I've had enough.
At least consider what I'm saying. We've already done so much. Let's not throw it all away by taking unnecessary risks.
Stop talking.
Dr. Hayes, please.
Alice pulls her hands and tools away from the patient's open chest cavity and slams them onto the tray.
Alice, it's not too late.
My daughter, the syndrome's activated, and it's accelerating. Within 3 months, her red blood cells will barely carry enough oxygen to keep her awake. I can't let her down. I won't, no matter what the cost.
I'm sorry about your daughter, but you can't risk one man's life to save another. We don't know if his heart can withstand the serum, even with the pressure of his heart cavity removed.
There's only one way to find out. The patient's ready. Prepare 2 PVCs of blood mixed with the serum.
A nurse grabs 2 packs of blood and puts them on the drip.
His blood won't be on my hands.
Begin the transfusion.
Yes, Mom.
Blood travels down the tube and into the patient's body.
His heart rate's dropping.
It'll settle. Give it a few seconds.
Still dropping.
1 milligram atropine.
It's not working.
10 MICs per minute. Dopamine. Come on.
His vitals are stabilizing.
Prepare 1 amp Lido drip.
The monitor beeps wildly.
We have VTAC. Give me the paddles.
Dr. Fox hands her the 2 tiny pads to the defibrillator. She delicately places them on the exposed heart.
Give him 20 joules.
The heart gets shocked, spikes the monitor, and flatlines.
He's in VFib. 1 amp epi.
The nurse injects a needle into the patient's arm.
30 joules.
The heart gets shocked again.
No response.
1 amp bicarb, 1 amp epi, 40 joules.
The heart gets shocked but continues to flatline.
Come on.
Alice grabs the heart and delicately massages it.
2 amps epi. Raise the voltage up to 60 joules.
Are you sure it could fry the tissue?
If we don't, he's dead already. 60 joules. Do it.
Wait. It could be a pericardial tamponade.
Bryant, you genius. Give me that syringe. If there's blood filling up in the pericardium, then we just
Alice takes the needle and injects it into the heart.
release some of the pressure. There.
Blood fills the syringe and the heart starts pumping.
Vitals are stabilizing.
The serum's working.
Yeah, you did it!
Alice sighs, removes the syringe, and looks down at the heart.
Looks like we're out of the woods.
Pop! The heart explodes and splatters blood across Alice's face.
Ah.
She stares blankly at the ruptured heart and drops the syringe, which goes rolling across the floor. Beep.
He had a ventricular rupture.
Call the time.
Alice turns and runs from the room. She takes her gloves off and throws them in a biohazard container as she exits. Interior, surgeon's washroom, London Bridge Hospital, night. Alice kneels over a toilet, coughing as she vomits into the water. She flushes and watches the water spiral away. Exterior, Falcon Island, day. Falcon Island looms majestically against the sparkling evening backdrop of the Atlantic Ocean. Falcon Island, off the coast of Brazil. A tall series of mountains divides the island in half. To the south are deep, luscious jungles and sandy beaches. To the north, surrounded by tall cliffs, are groups of Falcon Industries manufacturing plants on plateaus in the mountains. A helicopter flies towards the mountain range. Exterior, roof, mining facility, day. The entrance to an underground mining facility perches against a cliff face overlooking the ocean. Mount Peregrine, site of the find. A dim blue light shines from a crater, where vines grow around it in stark contrast to the cold, lifeless cliff. The helicopter descends towards a landing platform. Jacob Harrell, a dashing Israeli man in a lab coat with camouflage pants, leans against the railing. He chews on a toothpick as he watches the helicopter land. He takes a quick glance down over the side of the 1,000-foot cliff. With a case of vertigo, he backs away from the ledge and jogs towards the helicopter's open doors. Interior, helicopter, day. Jacob straps himself in as Konami, a drop dead gorgeous Japanese lady in a pink coat, adjusts her glasses.
The Underground Railroad was finished over a week ago. Why must you still insist upon being flown? Sorry.
Jacob stares silently out the window as they take off. Konami opens her attache case and rifles through folders.
It's no matter. I've taken care of everything. These are the files on the new doctors. Dr. Nero wants you to. Jacob, are you listening to me?
Jacob turns from the window and stares her down.
Look, I know how hard this all must be for you. You were his TA for 10 years. You're used to working with him directly. I get that, but things aren't what they used to be. The whole game's changed, and Dr. Neil's at the forefront. It's not easy on him either.
It's just. I don't know. I miss him.
He was here on site only yesterday.
Jacob sighs and looks back out the window.
It's not the same.
No, it isn't. And when the world finally learns what we found here, nothing's ever going to be the same again.
Exterior, launch pad, Falcon Island, night. Falcon stands at the edge of a vast open-walled metal hangar. A long bridge, suspended by heavy cables, extends over a mountainous drop and connects to the Hawk. It's suspended vertically and sits upon a launch pad aiming into the sky. Ming Zhao and Olivia exit the Hawk. Two soldiers carry the white box behind them. Falcon spots a helicopter in the distance. Exterior, research facility, Falcon Island, day. The 50-story building stands magnificently above against a shore of golden sands. Glass windows reflect the island and the sea, while a domed Roman temple garden sits atop its roof. A massive pier extends from the beach, and several landing pads sit near the building's entrance. Falcon Island Research Facility. The helicopter descends and lands on the pad. Interior, helicopter, Falcon Island, day. Jacob unstraps as the door swings open. A Falcon soldier in a crisp black and red uniform takes him by the arm.
Falcon wants to speak with you. Now.
In person?
The soldier shakes his head and hands him a tablet. Interior, Falcon's office, Falcon Island, day. Falcon sits at his desk in a white robe. Olivia ponders over a chessboard nearby. Her fingers twitch over a pawn. Falcon speaks with Jacob over a video conference call.
That's not what I'm saying at all. I trust Dr. Nero implicitly and whatever. He's just as much a part of the future of this project as I am. Bullshit. You were gonna cut our funding. If not for what happened, you'd still be out counting pennies.
Olivia's fingers hover over a different pawn. Falcon shakes his head and she pulls her hand away with a sigh.
Jacob, please try to understand. What I'm concerned about is his method. All I'm asking you to do is, I won't be your spy. You want to know what he's up to, ask him yourself.
Jacob ends the call. Olivia finally moves her rook.
Why do you give that boy such a hard time? Haven't you read his file? He's had enough tribulations in his life.
Our past does not define us, but helps remind us of what we must overcome. I pray he'll do the right thing.
What about Nero?
Oh crap.
Yeah.
Nero's too blinded by his ambitions to see the path he started upon.
Falcon moves his own rook while Olivia hides her mirth.
And you're not?
Far from it. I embrace my ambition. Where will take all mankind, what it means for the earth, the moon, and beyond.
Olivia slides her queen across the chessboard.
Checkmate.
Falcon blinks in disbelief.
That's always been your problem. You're so caught up in the big picture, you end up missing what's right in front of you.
Nero's private jet, high above the ocean, night. The blinking lights of a Falcon Industries private jet sparkles against the backdrop of a starry sky. Rich mahogany furniture gives the jet's cabin a warm ambiance. 4 Falcon soldiers stand nearby at attention. A wooden cane sits framed in a glass case above the sofa, where Dr. Nero sits reading. He studiously turns the page of his book, On the Origin of Species.
We begun our descent towards Heathrow.
Dr. Nero sets the book aside and starts to undress. He removes his shirt and reveals a supernaturally muscular torso for his old age. His muscles seem to undulate, as if pulsating with the movement of something, or many small things, underneath.
Hand me my phone.
Interior, Nathan's hotel room, Haiti, night. Nathan relaxes in bed while watching BBC World News.
World stories at the top of the hour. In Brazil, New York native Vincent Valentine has been sentenced to death by lethal injection for attempted bank robbery.
Photographs of Vinny, who we'll meet later, appears on TV.
Sources say local officials refuse to extradite him back to the U.S., and rumors of corruption surround his brief trial. The Attorney General has this to say.
Nathan's archaic flip-top cell phone rings. He groans as he mutes the TV and picks up the phone.
Nathan? Sharpen your line.
I'm not Nero.
It's Nathan.
Nathan says yeah. Yeah. Come on.
Okay, I'll go. Nathan Andrews?
Oh, sorry, that's me. Who's asking?
Exterior, parking lot, Haiti, night. Nathan runs across the lot towards a helicopter. Interior, Nathan's helicopter, parking lot. Nathan pulls out a photograph of himself with Alice and Eve when she was a few years younger. They all look happy. Interior, Eve's room, Miami Children's Hospital. The room sits in silent darkness when the door opens and the light comes on. The old nurse enters and approaches the bed.
Eve, wake up. You've got an urgent.
She pulls away the covers to reveal Eve playing a handheld video game. The old nurse scowls at her.
How many times do I have to tell you? Here, just take it and we'll talk later.
Nathan!
Hello, darling. Ready for a surprise?
You're coming back from work tomorrow?
Yes, I am, but think bigger.
Mommy's coming to visit?
Interior, Nathan's helicopter, parking lot, night. Nathan throttles up the helicopter and lifts into the air.
Better. You and your mom get to live together. I'm on my way to pick you up
Wow, really? Where are we going?
to a faraway island.
Interior, break room, London Bridge Hospital, night. Alice sits alone in the dark. She stares into her coffee cup. Dr. Bryant turns on the lights and spots a milk carton on the floor in a puddle. He kneels and takes a long breath.
I don't know what to say. Maybe his cholesterol was more of a factor than we anticipated. Don't take it too hard. He would have died anyway.
I'm not upset that he died. I'm upset it didn't bloody work. Maybe it's over. Maybe there is no cure.
You don't mean that.
Think about all the time I've wasted trying to save her. Time that could have been spent with her. It makes me sick.
Dr. Fox pushes into the room.
I have nothing to say to you.
Dr. Hayes, we have a visitor. They want to speak with you now.
Tell them to go. Tell them I'm in surgery. I don't want to be disturbed.
That's unacceptable.
God damn it! You heard her. Tell them to piss off.
You don't understand. They're here from Falcon Industries.
Interior, Alice's office, London Bridge Hospital, night. The door opens and Alice steps in. She adjusts her hair.
Sorry I'm late. How can I help you?
Two men in black suits with dark sunglasses stare her down. She smiles nervously as her chair spins to reveal Dr. Nero.
Dr. Hayes? Alice Hayes?
The one and only.
You're far more beautiful than your file gives you credit. Your daughter must be a splendor to behold.
Who the hell are you to talk about my daughter?
I am Dr. Nero.
Well, you have me at a bit of a loss, doctor. Now, can you tell me why you're here so late? Don't you know what time it is?
I'm here on behalf of Falcon Industries,
A thin smile pierces his lips.
and I want you to come work for us
What?
immediately.
Dr. Nero grabs his briefcase, adjusts the number lock to 666, unlatches it, and pops it open. Inside's a check and paper.
I can't leave my research. It's not.
As of 2 hours ago, you'll find we own your research, but I am offering this.
He hands the check to her.
Take the carrot.
Holy. And, let's say I said yes? What would I be doing?
You'll be conducting experiments related to your specialty, of course. Human blood, specifically, oh my goodness, Heliander syndrome, your daughter's curse.
You're a doctor and you don't even know how to pronounce that? Where?
A tropical island off Brazil. You'll be able to work in an environment where your daughter is fit to live comfortably. Think of it. Your life and your career need never interfere again.
Dr. Nero removes a contract from his briefcase and slides it across the table for Alice to review.
The arrangements have already been made.
That's presumptuous.
You want to find a cure for your daughter, don't you? Where better than with us, together?
Alice holds her breath and signs.
We will make history.
Exterior, endless desert day. Scorched sands and tall dunes bake in the heat of the desert sun. A cloudless blue sky heralds no signs of relief. Falcon struggles to walk in a blue business suit. His hand clutches a briefcase as he adjusts his tie to catch his breath.
Don't rest, son. You have so far to go.
Am I a younger voice or older voice?
Odor?
Father?
Falcon pushes onward and comes to a tall dune.
Climb, my son. Rise up to me.
He makes his way up the sand, discarding his briefcase, his jacket, and tie as he strives to reach the summit.
Father, wait. Please, wait!
Look, Falcon!
Mother? Where are you?
Look at what you've done to the world.
Falcon reaches the dune's top and looks out over the plateau. The Sphinx, the Great Pyramid, and other monuments to ages long past shine like yellow jewels in the bleak desert. Grass appears in the ground beneath Falcon's feet, and from it thick vines start to grow and spread outward. Within moments, they overtake the desert and the monuments themselves, transforming everything Falcon can see into a lush, fertile paradise. The once ancient ruins are restored as white marble glistens in the green fields beneath the sun.
It's glorious.
Without warning, a dark shadow overtakes the land. Falcon turns and looks to the sky, where the moon is crossing the sun in eclipse. Only this is no bland gray husk of a moon, but a blue and green jewel gleaming like with life. Luna, a new world, fertile and reborn from how we once knew it. Light sparkles off its blue-white atmosphere as this world, the one Falcon stands upon, is thrust into darkness.
Luna!
Kaboom! Thunder and lightning streak the heavens, illuminating all the world in a fiery glow. A red bird-like aura shines around the eclipse where Luna meets the sun. And then comes the rain. Not water, not blood, but pieces of amorphous flesh that writhe with their own life. As light returns to the world, Falcon beholds the once lush green paradise transformed into flesh and ruin.
No.
Interior, Falcon's bedroom, Falcon Island, night. Falcon startles from his sleep and rises in bed. The lights automatically turn on when they detect his movement.
No!
Olivia bursts into the room with a pistol drawn. She sweeps the room as Falcon catches his breath. He fumbles to sip a cup of water but knocks it to the floor where it shatters.
Hey,
Olivia kneels beside him, holsters her pistol, and cradles him softly in her arms.
it'll be okay. It was just a dream.
Father always said I was a dreamer.
Olivia pauses and climbs into bed next to him.
Okay, now I know something's wrong. What's the matter, Falcon? You can tell me.
Everything, Olivia. Everything's wrong. I finally have the chance to make progress. Real progress. Push humanity forward, and everything I turn, jackals are waiting to fight over the scraps. Can you weaponize it? What are its military applications? No one with the power to change anything can make a real difference. Not if it's all just dragged back down by greedy men and their lust.
No one but you?
Falcon sighs and straightens his back against the wall.
No one man should control the fate of all others. My dream could be someone else's nightmare. Who am I to impose that upon another living soul? No. It's meant to be for all of us, but we're not ready. Maybe we will never be. Maybe that's why it was buried in the first place.
It's too late. The genie's already out of the bottle. All you can do now is rise up to meet it and be the man I know you are.
Falcon smiles and gives a soft laugh.
What?
It's something my father used to say. He always wanted me to rise up. Life too hard? Well, rise up to it, Falcon. Funny thing is, I always felt like I was letting him down somehow.
You've never let me down.
It's not just you I'm worried about.
You need to have faith.
My devotion to God has never wavered.
Faith in others.
Others like Nero?
Olivia has no response. Interior, Jacob's office, research facility, night. Jacob speaks with Dr. Nero over a video phone. A nearby photo shows a young Jacob in an IDF uniform with a lady and a little old girl. The frame's new, but the picture's burned.
Where are you? Your two new research assistants are almost here.
Good. I want you to make their introductions, then leave everything to Konami. If that's all?
No, damn it. That's not all. When will you be back? Falcon's asking questions, and I don't know how to tell him.
You leave Falcon to me.
Who's Jacob? That's not
Hello?
me. Who's Jacob?
Jacob, leave Falcon to me.
Oh wait, did I read the wrong line? Oh wait, I didn't hit the button, did I?
I don't think so.
Crap. That's not the point. You don't even include me in what you're doing anymore. I want to help with your new research, not just catalog rocks all day long. I deserve that much, damn it.
Jacob, that's why you have Konami. She'll help you with all you need to know. You're just an archaeologist.
So are you.
Not anymore.
Dr. Nero's image cuts to a Falcon Industries logo. Jacob knocks the keyboard away in disgust and frustration. Blue Jeep, streets of Miami, day. A Jeep accelerates down the road as the light ahead turns yellow. It blazes through the intersection. Nathan taps his hands on the steering wheel to classic rock. Miami Children's Hospital comes up on the left. Interior, Nurses Station, Miami Children's Hospital, day. Nathan pops a stick of gum in his mouth as he approaches Teresa, the pretty nurse at the front desk.
Morning, Teresa.
Now look who the cat dragged in.
How's she doing?
Good. I keep seeing her with a boy from floor 3. I think she has a crush.
Bad timing.
Eve slings her knapsack over her shoulder and runs up.
Nathan!
Darling.
They hug and he playfully lifts her up into the air.
2 weeks is a long time to be without my favorite girl in the whole wide world.
Did you bring me anything?
He laughs and sets her down on the ground.
Straight down to business, huh? No, sorry, I couldn't find nothing.
What? How come?
They had no good stores out there in the thick. I did find this old trinket though, in an out-of-the-way shop.
She pouts as he pulls out a tin box.
It was actually pretty expensive. Maybe it's designer. You could, I don't know, put something in it.
Gee, thanks.
She unzips her backpack and starts to put it away.
Well, aren't you going to open it?
Eve finds a video game in the old box and her face lights up.
Metroid! Awesome! Wow!
Nathan laughs, takes her hand, and leads her to the door.
You didn't think I'd forget now, did you?
Interior, Blue Jeep, Miami Children's Hospital, day. Nathan pauses after he turns on the ignition. Eve immediately pulls out her handheld video game and starts playing.
You know, you were only 6 years old when I first met you and your mom.
I know.
I love your mom, and I love you too, Eve. And over the years, I've come to think of us as a family.
I love you too, Nate. You're awesome.
And you know, I think your mom feels the same way as I do about being a family and all. And that got me thinking.
About what?
Well, about us, about our future together. So I picked up a little something for your mom too.
What'd you get her? Show me.
Nathan reaches in his pocket and pulls out a red box. Her mouth gapes when he opens it and reveals a diamond ring.
Is that diamond?
3 whole carats of it.
Wow, she'll pretty much have to blow you.
Nathan half laughs, half chokes as he shuts the box and puts it away. He looks at her stunned.
What did you just say? Have to what?
Well, I don't know. I heard it.
Do you even know what that means?
No, not really.
And where'd you go and hear something dirty like that?
From a boy in the cancer ward. He was always talking about...
All right, I get it. I don't want you talking to that kid no more.
She looks at him incredulously.
He's a bad influence.
Exterior landing pad, research facility, day. 3 helicopters descend. One from Falcon Industries, one with the flag of India, and the third from Japan. Jacob and Konami wait as they land. From the Falcon helicopter steps Dr. X, a handsome German scientist, the epitome of cold professionalism. All shake hands. They're soon met by Dr. Y, a wiry Indian man with a jumpy temperament and a long white beard, and Dr. Z, an old Chinese lady with sharp features and cruel eyes.
Gentlemen, my name is Dr. Jacob Harrell, and you've both met Konami. As you know, your government's participation in this project is classified. You'll both be using
Pseudonyms.
Pseudonyms.
synonyms, right? So don't expect a Nobel Prize. You're Dr. Y, you're Dr. Z. Falcon's representative here is Dr. X. He can help you both get situated.
Where's Dr. Nero?
He'll be here tomorrow. Until then, I'll be happy to take care of all your needs. You'll both need these special key cards to enter his private laboratory.
I'm eager to begin.
As am I. I'm quite looking forward to seeing Dr. Nero's progress in synthesizing a reactive molecule.
Don't fear. You'll soon find out just how far Nero's research has come firsthand.
Dr. Y and Dr. Z excitedly follow Dr. X and Konami into the facility. Jacob's left to stand there alone. Sand air jet above the ocean, day. The passenger jet floats through peaceful cloudy skies. Nathan and a stewardess kneel beside Eve as she coughs uncontrollably between desperate breaths from her inhaler.
Eve, please try to drink something.
The stewardess hands Nathan a cup of apple juice.
Oh, you poor thing. What is it? Asthma?
Nathan looks up with deep wells of emotion in his eyes. She nods, silently understanding. She smiles down at Eve, whose coughing has settled down as she drinks from her juice.
Here, sweet pea, have a coloring book.
But Eve's uninterested. She turns and gazes out the window. Interior, bedroom, Nero's private jet, day. Alice lies in bed. She stares out through the airplane windows at the blinking red light on the tip of the wing. Exterior, launch pad, Falcon Island, day. Falcon stands on the walkway as he overlooks the island. Olivia approaches Falcon from the hangar doorway. Her white dress blows in the wind.
Every time I'm with you, I forget how hard it is to see you go, and then you leave.
This time, you're the one leaving.
I'd rather stay.
Falcon softly places his hand upon her cheek.
You'll be safe there, no matter what happens. That thought brings me peace. Go, before I change my mind.
Olivia turns and walks towards the Hawk's waiting doors. Cut to Falcon watches the Hawk grow more distant in the sky. Ming Zhao approaches and stands beside him.
Did you read her file?
I did.
And
Once Nero has the girl, he'll be able to complete the ritual. What should we do?
we'll talk to him. I have faith that he'll come to see things my way.
And if he doesn't, what will you do then?
Something drastic.
Exterior, air hangar, Rio de Janeiro Airport, day. A taxi pulls into the parking lot. Nathan and Eve step out and head into the open Rio Rentals hangar bay doors. Interior, rental helicopter, air hangar, day. Nathan fastens a flight helmet onto Eve's head and straps her into the co-pilot's seat. She giggles happily.
I love it when you fly me places.
I know you do.
The island, what's it like?
I can't rightly say. Never been there. Heck, I'd never even heard of the place before today.
I'm a little scared.
Now of what?
I don't know. All of a sudden, it feels like my blood's run cold.
There's nothing to be afraid of.
No monsters?
I guarantee there's no such thing as monsters. Besides, I'll keep you safe. And if anything happens, at just the right moment, I'll swoop in and fly you away.
You promise?
Of course I do.
Cross your fingers?
And hope to die.
Exterior landing pad research facility day. Jacob and Konami wait off to the side as a helicopter lands. The doors open and out step Alice and Dr. Nero.
This is where I leave you, Dr. Hayes, in the hands of my assistant Jacob. I have urgent business to attend to.
Hi, Jacob. I'm excited to see the lab.
The tour will have to wait. Falcon wants to see you first, if you'll follow me.
Interior elevator research facility day. Alice tries to hide her nervous demeanor beside Jacob.
So, you're a medical doctor, right? What's your specialty?
Blood.
Jacob pales and turns away. Alice bites her lip.
What about you? Have you always worked for Falcon Industries?
Actually, I used to fly helicopters in the IDF before I met Dr. Nero. Now I'm his liaison here at Falcon Island ever since the find.
The find?
The elevator doors open. Alice exits, but Jacob hangs back.
You're not coming?
I wasn't invited.
The doors close. Alice turns and enters. Falcon's rooftop chamber. Wide arched windows on all sides overlook the island. Tall plants, couches, tables, and bamboo partitions scatter the chamber in such a way to create a maze of rooms. A row of ivy-covered wooden columns leads from the elevator to a central desk. There, Meng Zhao sits with a long ivory pipe. He takes a deep puff as she approaches.
Dr. Falcon, I presume?
To know others is wisdom, but to know oneself, that is enlightenment.
Pay Ming Zhao no mind.
Alice turns to see Falcon, who's dressed in a white suit with a white tie to match his white eye patch.
And the name's Falcon. Just Falcon.
He extends his hand and Alice shakes it.
Pleased to meet you, Falcon.
Falcon holds her hand and leads her across the room.
Do you consider yourself a spiritual woman, Alice? May I call you Alice?
You can call me whatever you like. It's your dime.
Please, consider the question.
A spiritual person? I mean, I believe in God, if that's what you're asking. I have faith, but aside from that, I don't know.
Falcon stops and turns to face her.
Faith and spirituality are two separate paths, but they can go hand in hand. Faith is to believe even if it can't be proven, while spirituality is to accept the presence of a divine in all forms.
I see.
I myself was once a faithless, spiritless entrepreneur, ever looking for the next great conquest, until everything I could see was under my control. But what can a man seek when all earthly goods are in his possession?
Health?
Divinity.
He turns again and she walks after him.
I'm sure you've heard the story of the Tower of Babel.
Yes, Genesis. They built a city and a tower to reach the heavens.
Go on.
But the tower was never finished. It was destroyed, symbolizing that man's attempts to reach God would end in failure. Hubris.
Falcon stops at a table alongside one of the arched windows.
Good. Very good. But there's something you're forgetting.
Sunday school was a long time ago.
God looked down from heaven as the tower was being built, and God was astonished. But when he beheld what man could achieve with one language, God was displeased. So God changed one language to many and scattered them. Hence, Babel, which means confusion. No more would man play at God.
So wait, now I'm confused. What's the importance of all of this?
I was just getting to that. Your file did say you're impatient.
I'm a surgeon. I cut to the point.
Mm,
There's wisdom to the story. I believe it means that the path to God is not through the works of man, but through relics of the past divine.
Jacob mentioned a find. So what did you find? Babel Tower? Or Babel?
Oddly,
Falcon picks up a book and flips through it.
when I first began my search, I didn't even know what I was looking for. That is, until destiny was thrust upon me.
He points at the page to pictures of old clay tablets.
I came across these Babylonian tablets. Each represents a human blood type.
But they can't. There's 10 tablets.
And only 8 blood types.
A, B, A, B, O, and their negative counterparts. 4 plus 4 is 8.
It would seem that there are 10,
A missing type?
positive and negative.
That's outrageous.
Even so, my research thus led me into the field of blood. That's when I found this, one of the emerald tablets of Thoth.
He turns the page to another tablet, green and ancient.
What does it say?
There were men who delved into darkness, using dark magic, calling up beings from the great deep below us.
Alice's smile fades as she examines the photograph.
They came forth into this cycle, formless of another vibration, existing unseen by the children of Earthmen. Only through blood could they form being. Only through man could they live in the world.
What happened to these men?
No one knows, but I think they failed because their blood was impure.
Impure how?
The Tower of Babel.
You mean the languages?
Were the languages of blood?
So the 2 missing blood types.
Did I hit it?
nope.
Is the pure blood of our ancestors.
But how could you possibly get that?
One would have to go back to the source, to the origin of blood.
Falcon, what did you find?
I think you know.
Tell me.
The birthplace of the human race.
Falcon points a controller at the window. The glass flickers and changes from its scenic view to a video feed of the stone temple from earlier etched into a cavern wall. Lights are set up everywhere, and though there is no sun, grass covers the floor and ivy grows abundantly on everything. A heavy mist hovers in the air.
The Garden of Eden.
You can't be serious. But, well, okay, so this blood, did you find it?
No. What we did find is a clue, and that's where you come in. There's a defect in the genome for human blood. Occasionally, it manifests, causing its DNA to mutate back to its original, uniform state. It all starts with the red blood cell, but during the changing process, oxygen can't be carried, and the patient drowns on his own blood.
But that's Hal Leander syndrome.
To cure the syndrome, you must nurture it. Help the body change to accept the changed blood, and the patient lives.
The sickness is the cure.
Work with Dr. Nero, follow his lead, and save your daughter. But please, report directly to me.
Okay, I will. I promise.
Your Eve will be here soon. I trust you can find your way out.
But what about the garden? The growing plants? What does any of that have to do with blood? You don't really think if I cure the syndrome, this pure blood will summon demons or something? Do you?
All things have their antipodal equal man, blood, even God. My research deals with the mystery of the temple's life. It is up to you to find what mysteries the blood will unlock. Perhaps together we'll both achieve our desires. Good day to you, Alice, and good luck.
Alice starts to walk away, but turns abruptly back.
You know what makes me tick, Falcon. But what about you? What do you want?
I want what all good men want to make a difference.
Interior, Dr. Nero's private office, Dr. Nero's laboratory, day. Dr. Nero sits at his desk reading Eve's medical history. Dr. X enters through a glass door. Dr. Y and Dr. Z stand waiting outside. Dr. Nero closes the folder. It's labeled Atom Project.
You have news? Our final shipment docks in an hour. And how did our last batch perform? Poorly. Less than half were fit for implantation. The rest I had liquidated. With the assistance of Dr. Y, Dr. Z, and Dr. Hayes, those numbers should improve. A triviality. I've made arrangements for a new specimen that'll make the others irrelevant. She is on her way now. What about the next batch? Use them for your experiments. I know how much you enjoy your test subjects.
Dr. Nero opens a tiny box and reveals 3 glass vials. Within them, vile black slugs squirm inside a green slime.
These are for your new assistants.
He shuts the box and holds it to Dr. X.
See that Dr. Y and Dr. Z take theirs now, and Dr. Hayes when she arrives. As you wish.
Dr. X nods solemnly, then exits. Dr. Nero opens his briefcase and retrieves a small glass vial. Inside, a black slug squirms in a vicious green liquid. He opens the vial and pours the slimy creature into his palm. It squeaks and squirms in his hand.
There, my love. This world is ours for the taking. The yellow sun rises, and soon all of humanity will awaken to a new dawn. Yes, yes, my love, even Falcon.
He holds the creature up to his face, where it climbs onto his skin, trails slime across his cheek, and disappears into his ear. A green shimmer glistens behind Dr. Nero's eyes. Montage. Interior, Jacob's office. Jacob sits at his computer. A half-empty bottle of whiskey rests beside an empty glass. He studies a file when the screen freezes. It refreshes and a pop-up reads, "File updated, higher access required." Jacob shuts his computer off in frustration, pours himself another glass, and stares into his burned photograph. Interior, Falcon's chamber. A nervous Falcon stares at a computer display. Ming Zhao stands confidently beside him. The monitor flashes. Analysis complete. Simulation ready. Falcon gives a hesitant nod. Ming Zhao hits a key on the console. An image of our gray moon shines on the display. Running simulation. 3 small explosions rock the surface of the moon, and from these impacts spread webs of color until the moon itself transforms into a miniature Earth. The moon glows, radiant with white cloud cover, shallow blue oceans, green continents, and brown mountains. Simulation complete. Elapsed time 144 hours. Falcon breathes, heavy with emotion. He turns and stares at the mossy rock, which sits displayed like a miniature planet in a glass case on his desk. Mist still bubbles around it. Falcon's single eye waters. Interior research facility hallway. Alice stands against a row of tall windows overlooking the ocean. Cool blue waves flicker red against the sunlight. Alice puts her forehead against the glass and cries, happy for the first time, in what to her seems like forever. End of montage. Exterior, helicopter, above, the ocean, day. Nathan pilots the helicopter as it flies across the Atlantic. Eve looks out at the dark blue sea beneath them. Exterior, tanker, the ocean. A thunderstorm rocks a turbulent ocean as a tanker ship plows across the waves. A Falcon Industries logo lines its hull. Interior, bridge, tanker. Bridge officers in crisp, stylish Falcon Industries uniform man their posts on the high-tech bridge. A wide arched window gives a full view of the stern and the ocean ahead. The ship approaches a luminescent fog. Captain Archimedes, a charming old Englishman with a full silvery white beard, stands at the helm. He is stoic and calm. Interior transport room. Tanker. Dozens of rows of metal tables line the room. Upon each one lies an unconscious prisoner attached to an IV drip. Their arms and their legs are bound, and their bodies shrouded. Two doctors pace back and forth examining medical readouts. The ship jolts to the side as it's hit by a wave. Everything rattles and the doctors stumble. An IV drip falls over and disconnects from a prisoner's arm. He awakens groggily and tugs at his restraints. With an exertion of strength, he tears himself free. The shroud gets pulled away to reveal Vinnie Valentini, who we saw on the news earlier. He looks around in a panic.
Holy shit, I'm still alive!
One of them's awake. Sound the alarm.
Vinny eyes the red button he's lunging for. He throws his IV stand and smacks the doctor's head, sending him crashing. Vinny struggles to undo his leg straps. The remaining doctor stabs a needle into Vinny's chest, but Vinny knocks him out with a hard left hook before the serum's injected. Vinny hops to his feet and takes a long look around.
What's going on around here? This sure as hell ain't the morgue.
Interior, hallway, tanker. Two soldiers with assault rifles stand to both sides of the door. It slides open and out steps Vinny in a lab coat.
I have to use the bathroom.
The soldiers shrug, uninterested. Vinny scurries away. Interior, stairwell, tanker. Vinny examines a ship plan hanging on the wall. His finger taps against the communications room. Interior, communications room, tanker. The communications officers man a series of radio consoles. There's a knock at the door and Vinny enters.
Can't you see we're busy enough as it is?
Vinny smiles innocently and locks the door behind him. Interior bridge, tanker. Archimedes stands firm as he admires the approaching island. Commander Jeffrey, his second in command, approaches.
Sir, we have an unauthorized outgoing communication taking place. It's a distress call.
Put it on speaker.
Mayday, Mayday! I'm an American citizen being held prisoner on a ship at longitude 42 degrees 30 minutes 40 seconds, latitude 23 degrees 33 minutes 14 seconds. I am an American citizen. Please respond. Mayday, Mayday!
Archimedes shakes his head and the audio's cut off. He flips a few switches and picks up a microphone.
Mr. Escapee. Oh, that does sound Scottish, sorry. Mr. Escapee, I regret to inform you that an SOS will do you no good.
Interior, hallway, tanker. Two guards stand silent at their posts.
The electromagnetic field of the fog barrier blocks all communication with the outside world.
Interior, communications room, tanker. Vinny sits beside the unconscious communications officers.
I'm going to do it with the accent. Stay where you are. Don't try to run. Do not resist and you won't be harmed. This is no escape. There is no escape.
Interior, bridge, tanker. Archimedes hands the microphone to Commander Jeffrey.
Send security. It seems one of our guests has awakened ahead of schedule.
Interior, communications room, tanker. Vinny slams his fists on the console in frustration.
This is getting me nowhere fast.
He opens the door, coming face to face with a startled guard. They both pause for an instant, and as the guard raises his rifle, Vinny cold cocks him in the face. Another guard comes rushing up the stairwell. Vinny pushes the startled guard down on top of him, sending them both tumbling away. His rifle remains in Vinny's hand. He cocks it and disengages the safety.
Oh, there's gonna be a mutiny.
Interior, bridge, tanker, day.
Reports coming in. 3 wounded, 1 dead. Gunshots fired in the galley.
Seal the outer doors.
Gunfire rattles in the distance.
Too late. He's through to the walkway.
Stand ready.
The bridge door gets blasted open and a stream of bullets pours out through the smoke. The bridge crew stand off to the side with their pistols drawn and ready. After a long silent pause, Commander Jeffrey laughs.
He's out of ammo.
Guess again.
Vinny stands behind Archimedes with his rifle aimed. A panel on the far wall's been detached.
Drop your guns and turn around.
Everyone lowers their weapons and turns. Archimedes slips a hand to his pocket and spins to face Vinny. Vinny spots the impressive Falcon Island approaching.
Where are the hell are you taking me? Hmm?
Zap, electricity arcs through Vinny's body and he collapses in pain. Archimedes steps forward, reveals a remote control from his pocket, and casually takes the rifle from Vinny.
Commander Jeffrey, instruct Dr. Nero. I want the range of these chips increased.
Yes, sir.
Vinny slips into unconsciousness. Exterior, rooftop landing
that's it.
pad. Okay.
Woo! The end.
The end.
Good job, everybody, except for me.
By the way, Smish, you think I sound like fat bastard?
You did when you weren't trying.
I know, right? Get in my belly.
That was awesome.
That was fun. You have to eat your babies.
You
I
rock,
wanna
man.
clap, but I have to hold
We
down
just
the
finished
button,
reading.
so it's really hard.
Yeah, let's do a clap. Let's do a clap. Clap it up.
I'll
Clap
try.
for Madge and Boost script, Evolution's Eve.
Clap. Everyone did fantastic for having so many roles. And I apologize for getting confused. I did not realize I was picking up David's roles.
Yeah, I forgot about David.
Yeah, I did too. I don't know, because I was only concerned with Speedy not being here, and then I realized that David wasn't here halfway through.
And we're like, oh crap, we're down, man.
Yeah.
And then I kept forgetting I was reading for David.
I think we did pretty good considering.
Alright, I have food ready. My mom just got home. Brought some Raisin Canes.
Woohoo! Yes, we're going to be doing a read every Friday. So if you want to volunteer, you should definitely join our Twitch Film Discord group. So Don Vera, if you're not a member already, be sure to join. There's the link there.
There we go. It's like, why isn't it working? So what do you guys think? Let's not leave Majin Buu hanging.
I thought it was really well written.
Indeed, I'm intrigued.
The writing is very clear, easy to read and understand, which I like.
Hello, Hope of December. Hello. Hello for everyone just joining us now.
No, it doesn't suck, Madge. It doesn't suck. And I love the joke when Eve said maybe her mom would blow him.
I almost lost it.
That just
I
came out
know.
of nowhere.
At first, I was like, "Wait, how old is this girl?"
I don't know what it means, but I'll say it anyway.
And congrats to Dimension Dude for the female voice acting.
All right, what did I miss?
That was amazing. And Erica Drayton did an amazing job
Yes, thank you,
narrating
Erica.
that.
Great job, Eric.
That was so much reading. Thank you.
Excellent job,
problem.
Erica.
No problem.
Have some water, Erica.
Yeah, lots of water.
She's going to be getting lots of job offers now.
Yep.
I might have to start charging a fee.
Yeah.
I'm not. The only thing that I was a little disappointed with was the fact that Smish didn't do any Christopher Walken accents.
Yeah, you said
I
you was
know.
going to do
Yeah.
some.
We were promised Walken.
Like, I had this moment of where I had to make the decision of what I was going to do when I was reading The Young Surgeon. And that weird, bizarre voice that I made was like me in the middle of thinking about doing Christopher Walken and then deciding not to.
And when I was scrolling through some of the lines, I'm like, oh man, if I did have the role of Dr. Near, I could have done like this evil scientist kind of voice and everything.
Well, I loved your incredibly slow reading Falcon.
Why, thank you.
If you had just did like a Christopher Walken impression, the dialogue would have felt forced and it would have been perfect.
Yeah, it was super dramatic.
Can anyone else do a Walken impression? No?
Are you kidding? Everyone can do a Walken impression. What you should ask is, can anyone do a good Christopher Walken impression?
Precisely. Can anyone do a good Walken impression?
I think mine's pretty good.
Can't say I really attempted to practice that one.
What was the watch thing again?
This watch was up my grandfather's ass. This is my Christopher Walken. I've been practicing for a while, but I have to say this watch. That's it.
Oh, I do declare, Christopher Walken just gives me the vape of something fierce.
Colonel Angus.
So yeah, that was definitely a lot of fun.
Well,
Not
before we
almost
lose
lost
everyone,
At the first like few lines I had because of Vince.
wait, what happened? What about me?
You were doing your Kung Fury thing, and then I'd be like, "Yes, Father."
That's how I like to talk to you, son.
That was funny.
I nearly died right there. I'm like, I can't even take this serious.
What would you do if your mother was Triceratops? Oh my god. Alright, enough of that.
So I'm
Um,
just moving some things around.
yeah, Greg, aka Majin Buu, if you want to jump on the voice channel, if you want to ask any questions of people or anything, feel free right now.
Yeah, feel free to hop in and probe us a little bit.
Testing. Is it
We
working?
can hear you.
Yes, we hear you, Greg.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it was crashing throughout the thing. I actually switched from listening to my headphones to listening to the regular audio stream from Vincenzo's stream, because like sometimes people's voices were dropping out of the thing in my headphones, but on the actual stream itself, it was perfect.
Oh, weird. Mine doesn't drop out.
I don't know. Maybe it's just because I have my screen crowded with too many windows.
Yeah, I have my cell phone like sitting on my laptop so I can watch the stream on there as like that's my additional display.
These
yeah,
table
what-
readings are so much fun.
Aren't they?
I just feel bad where it's like this script is so like dramatic and dry until it like picks up into action. I feel like my style as a writer has changed so much since I wrote the script, you know?
Yeah, well, we'll have to read one of your more recent ones soon.
I'm actually going to do a writing stream for the next 13 hours. starting in about 25 minutes. I
Oh,
want to
okay.
try. Yeah, I'm gonna make another push on the script that I'm writing. I'm gonna try to have it finished within like 10 days. You know, so I'm trying to
Nice.
keep a pace of like 10 pages a day. But one of the things about this particular script that became so obvious through Erica's wonderful, wonderful narration reading is that it's dense. Like the style, Smish calls it clear, but if you look around, it's like there's a lot of description, and I kind of feel like that's what I was going for when I wrote the script. Have lots of description, make it very clear, make it seem very visual, like a big fantasy world building, right? And what I've noticed in my own writing is between this script and the scripts that I've written since to the one I'm doing now, I've completely detoured and abandoned that style. And now it's like I use as little description as possible and try to have each line like one line. And I'm not even using slug lines anymore. Interior, exterior, totally ditched them completely. So it's like this is like a perfect example of a script that's exact industry format. You have uh description and dialogue, scene headings, and I'm sort of like drifting away from that. I don't know. More about the story and like keeping a pace than like the dense description. You guys get all that?
Yeah, I mean, I
Hmm.
didn't find the description to be too dense. I know what you're saying. Like, yeah, there is a lot of description, but the words that you use in those sentences aren't like so dense that you stumble on it, you know?
Yeah, totally. Like that was the idea. Like have the big description, but make it readable still, right? But
Exactly.
but now it's like I don't know. You'll see if anyone tunes into my writing stream, it's like radically different. I'm actually going to have to reread portions of the script I'm writing now because after doing this reading, I don't want to accidentally write like I used to write, and not how I'm currently writing in the script itself. It's funny.
Well, I'm glad that this reading could be helpful for you, even if it's for future projects and not this one, because you said that you're done with this one. Is that right? Evolution's Eve, you
Well, I mean,
finished it.
yeah, I'll fix the typos and stuff, and it's like I could go back to it and change things, and I definitely got ideas from the read. But it's like I have like new projects to work with. It reaches a point where it's just like just keep making new things and let
Right.
let what you've done like stand on its own. It's because you could keep shaving away at the one project and try to elevate it as much as you can, and naturally you'll be able to do that as you write more and get better, and your style changes. But I mean, otherwise, you know, it's like moving backwards
Yeah,
eventually.
I agree. I mean, I would just go grab those few typos that we unearthed
I did
during
that
the reading.
already.
I figured. The little old girl.
The little old, it was like there was I guess I was supposed to put the age there, and then I got distracted. Like a little 8-year old girl or whatever it was. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 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 yeah. Well, that was fun. Thank you for sharing your script with us, Greg.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, it was fun, dude.
And
Yeah. Hope I didn't butcher it too much.
no, you
No,
did
it was
awesome.
awesome. It was totally great. That was fun.
Everybody did awesome.
Where I thought I hit the button and I'm talking, and then it's like I'm waiting for something else to happen. I'm like, oh wait, I missed the button.
Yeah, that happened to me one time, so don't feel bad about that. And like the first time that it wasn't working, I have no idea what happened. That was so embarrassing. Like I'm waiting all these pages for my first line, which comes on like page 9, and I was there ready for the button, and all of a sudden my sound wasn't working. I was just mortified.
Yeah, you had to restart. Like that's kind of like what happened to me. The sound wasn't working. I had to restart it, and then it worked. Right? Yeah.
One thing that happened to me was Discord moved me to AFK, to the AFK channel, and I didn't realize it until I was getting ready to speak, and I thought I was really behind.
I will fix
Um,
this because that's a mistake on my part. That's an auto thing.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
I didn't get moved to AFK though. I don't think. Anyways.
It's
Done.
basically if you're not active voice wise, after a certain duration of time, it will move you automatically to AFK.
Well, there was no way I was getting moved to AFK.
Yeah,
Did
so
anybody
that goes
read
out.
the whole script?
No, not yet.
All right, if anybody ever does, let me know what you think. Because I feel like, other people will be reading scripts, and if we do other readings, I kind of feel like I'd rather read something else than my own screenplay second half, like a different script of mine at some point. How much of Bricks of Glory have you written, Smish? Anyway.
I've written 85 pages of the
Oh
first
man.
draft, and the first 20 pages I've sort of written and rewritten many times. So I feel pretty confident that I could use that for next week's table read. But we'll see. I want to know, if anyone else has a script they've written.
Yeah,
Uh,
because we've gone twice. Yeah.
yeah, I went last week and you went this week. So for next week, it'll be hosted on my channel. We're gonna rotate between Vince and I every Friday. So it'll be hosted on my channel next Friday at 4 p.m. Pacific, and we haven't decided the script yet. It's possible that it could be my sports comedy Bricks of Glory. But if anybody else has something that they would like to have read, send a message to either me or Vince, and we'll talk to you about it and see if we can make it happen.
Have you ever written any of Bricks of Glory on your feed before? I haven't seen it.
I have, before I started on the second draft of Log, and I was sort of taking some time to absorb all the feedback notes that were coming in. I was writing Bricks of Glory on stream, and everyone that saw it was pretty into it.
What
It's
is
a pretty
Bricks of
rough
Glory about?
comedy. Bricks of Glory is
Is it
basically
hockey?
no,
Hockey
no,
with bricks?
no, it's bricks. It's bricklaying, like they build walls, but it's set in a world where bricklaying is a popular sport, like baseball or football, and bricklayers perform like athletes in big stadiums with cheering crowds and a brick man costume mascot guy, and the athletes are all sponsored by all these different companies. Just like basketball players come running out with tracksuits with all these different logos on them, the bricklayers come out with all these logos and they compete at this huge event in Las Vegas every year called the Bricklayer 500, which is a real event. But I exaggerated on that event. And I researched it. I went to Las Vegas. I went to see it and talked to the people that run the event. And it's basically like one of those Will Ferrell type wacky sports comedies. I describe it as like Dodgeball meets MacGruber. And it's yeah.
It's a really strong concept.
Hey, thanks, man. Yeah, it's. I'm really looking forward to writing it. As soon as I wrap up blog, I'll be writing that on my stream and trying to finish up my first draft. But it's pretty funny.
It sounds like it's like basketball, but like completely. But
Yeah,
the idea of a
but better.
fictional sport, but not being a sport, but being something else. Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly.
It's actually a really good niche for comedy because it's something that appeals to sports fans in general and then comedy fans in general also.
And
And it's
also the construction industry.
that too. Yeah. The union.
Product placement. Yeah, it should be fun. It also incorporates the whole thing with the World Anti-Doping Agency, who, they monitor all the athletes in the Olympics and stuff to make sure they're not on performance-enhancing drugs when they perform.
You have
And
a plot line in the script with performance enhancing drugs
yeah,
for the bricklayers.
yep, there's that's the whole plot basically. It kind of parallels what happened to Lance Armstrong. So the protagonist in the 80s, he's a big hot shot. He's like the Andre Agassi of bricklaying, and everyone back then is doing steroids of some kind. And the World Anti-Doping Agency starts monitoring bricklaying, and does these random drug tests, and he gets made an example of because he is found guilty of using steroids. So he's banned from sports for 20 years. And then when the ban is over, they bring him back under the condition that he be an informant for the World Anti-Doping Agency to find out the source of a new drug called brick dust, which is a red powder that the players are snorting undetectable in the bloodstream.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Do
Anyways, enough about that.
it makes me wonder, do you have any plot lines of like what about like special devices? Because you always see like there's like special devices you could have, like, oh, use this and your brick can be laid like much easier.
Yeah, I mean, for special devices for laying bricks, they still do it by hand, but what they're about is kind of having flair and performing
Right.
for the audience. So in real life, like the real event, the Bricklayer 500, is that these 20 teams of two get together in this outdoor place at the Las Vegas Convention Center, um, and they lay a brick wall in 60 minutes, and they're judged on speed and how high the wall is at the end of the 60 minutes, but also the accuracy, the structural integrity, the plumbness, all that kind of stuff. So I built upon that, and I had they're also throwing bricks up into the air and juggling them, lighting them on fire, and just doing all that kind of shit that you would see, all those special moves like in dodgeball or balls of fury.
Sounds like a good. It sounds like a good concept. You just need to have that
Thanks.
good execution. Yeah. I look forward to seeing it.
Yeah. Thanks, dude. Thank you.